They're on EU. Alright, here we go. So, gonna get some good practice in. We're gonna do a best of 9. And depending on how I feel at the end of the practice session, I might just try to hit that master today. If not, I'll definitely do it tomorrow. But like I said, we'll just see how the practice session goes. This is my first game of the day right now, so, you know, some days you feel it, some days you don't. That's right, man. Yeah, Nakamura is my good friend. He and I, we just started practicing seriously together. We played Age of Mythology together, and we used to play a lot of games in that. But we always have pretty crazy games, because we're both really aggressive players. We had like exactly the same in Age of Mythology. We would always have crazy games there as well. But alright. Yeah, so both of us, well, so we're both currently Diamond 1, but both of us had taken breaks, and we're both usually Master 3 on, well, so I've been Master on EU, I think just twice. Once in Heart of the Swarm, once in Legacy of the Void. But yeah, so when he plays regularly, he's Master 3, and when I play regularly, I'm Master 3 as well. I've been playing regularly lately, but at the end of last season, I kind of dipped down, so got placed into Master 1, or I'm sorry, what's it called? Diamond 1, but as I was just saying, obviously I'm pretty close, or very close to getting back into Master 3, and with good practice, regular practice, and not over-laddering when I'm on tilt, should be back in Master on both servers within a couple of weeks, I would think. Hopefully. That's the plan anyway. This season, I would like to hit Master 2. That's my goal. It's going to be a challenge, but that's what I'm going for.
Command center upgrade. Not enough minerals. I'm going. Not enough minerals.
Okay. Definitely feeling a bit slow at the moment, but again, it is my first game of the day, so that's to be expected to a degree.
Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots.
Not going to lose that Reaper.
What's going on? Add-on complete. Additional supply. Not enough.
Yep. I'm not sure if you heard me say, or maybe you were even on my stream that day, but I played 34 games in one day, which for me is crazy, because I rarely play more than like 7 or 8 games maximum. And I played 34 freaking games on NA, because I was tilting after like game 3 or 4, and I was just so frustrated, I just kept playing. And I won 12 games and lost 22. So that day, single-handedly, just tanked my MMR on NA. That's the main reason why right now my MMR is much higher. Where is his third base? Much higher here on EU than NA because of that one day. So I need to not do that. Okay. Yeah, 12 and 22. Yeah, man. Fortunately, I have to use this. Was not paying attention and supply blocked myself. Alright, so I'm going to go a bit quieter on commentary right now. I apologize.
Research. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack. Add on. Our SCVs under attack. Not enough minerals.
Okay, that went well, all things considered. That's not good. I mean, I lost a lot of SCVs, but he lost the freaking base, so...
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Misclick on that +1 armor does suck for me pretty badly.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
No cancellation there from him. What?
Upgrade complete. Research complete.
Really sloppy right now with the misclicks. And I still haven't seen him spend any gas, so I have to be careful about mutas. I mean, I know his economy is not good, but still, even a handful of mutas could be a problem right now.
Command center. Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Additional
Okay, that's alright. It's going to be a little bit crazy here.
additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Crazy game so far, but as I said
Not
at
enough
the beginning, that's how our games go.
Not enough minerals. Add-on
Come on.
complete. Mineral field depleted. Insufficient Vespine gas. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Whoa, he is at 2-2, so...
Insufficient. Not enough minerals.
Are you kidding me? Come on, man.
Not enough. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Add-on complete. Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough mineral field depleted. Not, not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I need to scan because I know he has burrow.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral field. Mineral field depleted.
Reporting for action.
Okay, that is good to see, but still.
Not enough
If he goes broods, I lose.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Upgrade. Not enough minerals. Add-on complete. Mineral field. Not enough minerals. Mineral upgrade. Not enough minerals. 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 Mineral field. Not enough. Unacceptable landing zone. Not enough minerals. Mineral field.
Make sure I don't run into any baneling bombs.
Mineral field. Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough.
Whew. There we go. Another crazy game. Fun one. I'm actually surprised he was able to. One sec. Hold on. All right. So as I was saying, I was surprised that I don't want to say surprised that he was able to stay in the game that long. That's not how I want to phrase it really, but it's more like I'm surprised the game went that long. Because, well, first of all, with my 2-1-1, I picked off, it was at least one queen. I think it might have even been two. In like a damage to third or something. And obviously I took out his base. I took out his third base. He killed a bunch of SCVs, but I'll take that exchange. Like I'll lose my entire mineral line if I can get the Zerg's third base. If I have a third CC up. If I'm only on 2 bases and I'm losing a whole mineral line, that's not that great. But so he did economic damage, but I did economic damage and I picked off some queens. Like I said, I controlled his creep spread. And I actually killed it a second time. He didn't cancel. So it was a pretty big deal. But obviously he got some recompense. Is it recompense or recompensation? That's compensation or recompense, yeah. So he got some recompense when he crashed into my main. Alright, this is going to be a crazy game here. This map. This map is tough. But yeah, and then he double expanded, which is a really good move. So I think that definitely helped him. And he stayed on top of his 2-2, which also surprised me a lot. I did not expect in a game that hectic. And where he lost his third base. Well, lost it, and then I got a kill. He didn't cancel it twice. I did not expect him to be on top of his upgrades like that, but so that was a good job on his part. He's just, he was a bit too wasteful with the Ling Bane. I mean, I understand, like, it was a bust. So obviously you're going to be aggressive. I didn't think that the second bust, so not the counterattack while I dropped him, but the second bust, where he sent in a ton of Ling Bane, I don't think that that was a good move. I'll have to watch the replay to verify that. But my feeling in game was that he gave his entire army. Whoops. You get back. Gave away his entire army for some SCVs and really not much of my army. That was my feeling. But like I said, I'll have to check to verify that.
Command center upgrade complete.
Okay. So we do have a... One second here. We do have a hatch first.
Not enough minerals.
Bad news. Let's go. You're the Reaper Man. SCV ready.
I'm definitely going to need a bunker. There's no doubt about that.
What? You want something?
Not enough. Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
Gonna try something totally different here.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Got something for me.
Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Death from above. SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell. Oh, it's on. Yeah, whatever. SCV ready.
Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Jordan, who wants some? SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Research complete. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Not enough
He's actually gonna scout that armory. That really sucks. Nice scout.
Are you ready for this? By the number. SCV ready. Armed and ready.
So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. Going to bail. Kind of bail, I should say.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. I'm waiting on you. SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. On the way. SCV ready. I'm in a world of hurt. SCV ready. In the rear. SCV ready.
Definitely don't think I did enough to justify that, and I think I'm actually in huge trouble right now.
SCV ready.
Not enough energy. Add-on complete.
It's go time. SCV ready.
Hopefully that base finishes.
Complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
What's going on?
I'm in huge trouble. Huge trouble.
SCV ready.
Research complete. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade.
SCV ready. Big job, huh? SCV ready. In the rear.
Base is under attack. Add-on complete.
SCV ready.
Base is under attack.
In the rear.
I actually don't know how that happened, but it did. I actually don't even need this that much.
Bad news.
Our SCVs are under attack. Research complete. Base is under attack.
SCV ready.
SCVs are under attack. Our SCVs are under attack. Our SCVs are under attack.
In the rear with the gear.
The only reason I'm staying in this is because of the orbitals.
Base is under attack.
Go ahead. I can't miss you. Armed and ready. Let's go. In the rear. Good job. We hear you.
Not enough minerals. Add-on. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Yep. What's going on? Go ahead, SCV boy. In the rear. SCV ready.
Unacceptable landing. Add-on complete.
It scared me.
I got my ears on.
This better be good.
Mineral field depleted.
You gonna get
Mineral field depleted.
SCV ready.
Base is under attack.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Complete.
That Ling Scout was really good. Allowed him to shut down the build super hard. So we're at 1-1 now. What up, Richie? Getting some practice in, man. Getting some practice so I can properly get that master. Alright, 1-1. That last game bothered me just because there's no excuse for me to have that depot down and let that scout get off, so alright, so my least favorite map that I don't have vetoed for TVZ. Here we go. The map where it seems like no matter what I do, I just have the hardest time in the world killing Zerg here. No matter how far ahead I get, it's so freaking difficult for me to put the game away.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Well, buttermouth.
Come on, damn it. Throw that down. Jeez.
SCV ready.
Additional supply depots required.
In the rear with the gear.
Not enough minerals.
What's going on? SCV ready. Huh? Well, big jump. SCV ready.
I'm gonna go with something different here. I'm actually gonna go with Marines and not a Reaper. Hopefully I don't regret that.
What's going on?
I'm gonna try to catch an Overlord.
SCV ready.
Of course, this will allow me to get my factory more quickly.
Go ahead.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ah! You scared me. Who wants some? Bad news?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
What's going
Not
on?
enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This better be good. By the numbers, boys. Sure thing. SCV ready. Huh? Big job. What's going on?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Armed and ready. In the rear.
Additional supply. Add-on complete.
I'm actually pretty surprised that I did not.
SCV ready.
There we go. There it is. Not sure I'm gonna get it.
Not enough minerals.
I am gonna get it. Beautiful.
Not enough energy.
That's really good. And I'm not gonna give up a stupid Ling Scout here.
Big job.
Not enough energy. Add-on.
SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell.
Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
SCV
Not enough minerals.
word. Talk to me, boss. SCV ready. SCV ready. By the numbers, boys. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Huh?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. SCV ready. In the rear. SCV ready. Yeah, whatever. SCV ready.
Additional supply depots required.
I'm in a heap of trouble. Go, go, go. SCV ready.
Our SCVs
SCV
are
ready.
under attack.
Go ahead.
Base is under attack.
Right, SCV ready.
Man, he is all about these all-ins today.
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Alright.
Armed and ready. What's going on? You gonna give me orders? SCV ready.
Research complete.
Been waiting on you. SCV ready.
Our SCVs are under attack.
How many times do I have to hit this? Jeez.
SCV ready.
Alright.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
You gonna give me orders? Want some?
Research complete.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through. By the numbers, boys. Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. Let's go.
Not enough.
SCV ready. Wait, this better be good. In the rear. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. Yep.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Who wants some? Talk to me, boss. SCV ready. SCV ready. Where's the hot action? All day long. SCV ready. Jordan.
Guessing he's following up with mutas or something.
Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Not enough.
Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. Big job, huh?
Not enough.
SCV ready. Who wants some?
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. In the rear. SCV ready.
Not enough.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Hear me. SCV
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
Go ahead. SCV ready. Yep.
Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade complete.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Okay.
Bad news.
Add-on complete.
SCV.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
It's pretty damn predictable, but still really hard to stop.
Not enough. Base is under attack.
SCV ready. Want some? What's going on?
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not
We could use some help here. Are you ready? This better be good.
Okay.
minerals. Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through.
Not enough minerals.
This better be good.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear. Bad news.
Lots and lots of all-ins. This, I mean, it's good for me to practice against this because this is my weakness, but still, I mean, it's not really that fun to play against, if I'm being honest. But
This better be good.
practice to get better and not necessarily to have fun.
Boy.
I've got to spam turrets now.
Who wants some?
Add-on complete. Not enough minerals.
Been waiting on you.
Ready for dust-off.
SCV ready. Go, go, go.
Not enough minerals. Add-on complete. Add-on.
Come on, seriously.
Mineral field upgrade complete. Mineral field depleted.
Ready for dust-off.
Mineral field depleted. Your forces under attack. Base is under attack. Not enough mineral. Mineral field. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals.
Alright.
Go, go, go.
Not enough minerals.
This better be good.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals.
Who wants some?
Not enough.
And the gold base.
Mineral field depleted. Add-on. Addition. Upgrade complete. Mineral field depleted.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, this was a really stupid game from start to finish, but
Not enough
I mean, I have to scout it. It's a great macro map for Zerg, so I'm not really expecting the all-in, but that's not an excuse. Alright. But basically, if I don't scout him, he's just going to Ling Bane all in. So. I need to get on that. Or if he kills my Reaper. In a way, this is like, it's the best practice possible for me. Because like I said, my natural weakness is against cheeses. Cheeses and all-in plays. So this is definitely the best practice I can get.
SCV ready. What's going on? What's... Ah! SCV ready. What's... Bad news?
Additional supply depots. enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Big job, huh? SCV ready. SCV ready. Yeah. SCV ready. SCV ready. What's go ahead.
Not enough minerals.
What's going on?
Not enough minerals.
What's going on?
Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Bad news. Ah, you scared me. I can't build here. SCV ready. Got something for me to kill. SCV ready.
Add-on complete. Additional supply depots. Not enough minerals.
Huh? SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Go. What's going? What's it?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Add-on. Not enough minerals.
Cat from above. On the way. That's all done.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Gangway. Coming through.
Command center upgrade complete.
Yo. You gonna get oh, this better be good.
Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Not enough. Base is under attack.
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. What's going on? This better be good. SCV ready. Yep. SCV ready. In the rear.
Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
Boss, cat from above. Go ahead.
Additional supply depots.
Big job, big wait. Bad news? What's going on? You gonna get this ready?
Additional. Not enough minerals.
So this is obviously super late, but
Cat from above.
it's mostly due to his style. Not sure where his third base is.
Fair enough.
Might be here.
Yes, and
It is not here. Okay, now I'm actually just really confused.
SCV ready. This better be good.
Lair and Anitis. Okay, got it.
Big job. SCV ready.
Ready for
One piece of me, boy. Want some?
Additional supply depots required. Complete.
Yup. That you gonna
Additional supply depots required.
in the rear with the
beam gas.
SCV ready. It's on. What's up?
Need something liberated?
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespine gas. Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough minerals.
Talk to me.
SCV ready. I'm go. Got no patience.
Research complete.
Ready for dust off.
Not enough minerals. 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 Not enough minerals.
Now what?
SCV ready.
All hands to battle station.
It's a lot of queens.
Mineral field depleted.
Now what?
Not enough minerals. Research complete. Mineral field depleted.
This better be good.
Yes, sir.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Waiting on you.
Boom, baby.
Add-on complete. Not enough minerals.
Life flight here.
Want some? Go ahead.
Command center upgrade. Mineral field.
Somebody, get me out of this.
Not enough minerals. Add-on complete.
Huh?
Not enough upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ready to go.
Add-on complete.
Life flight.
Boy. We could use some help.
Okay, yes, no upgrades.
We'll read you.
Not enough minerals.
So theoretically, that means I'm in good shape.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Want a piece of me, boy? Of course. Armed and ready. SCV ready. Let's have
Not enough. Not enough.
No, I need a scan.
Not enough minerals.
It's go time. Wait, no. This better be good. What's going
Ready for
on?
dust off.
Yeah. Oh, it's on.
Add-on complete.
Go, go, go.
Still need a scan.
Not enough minerals.
Kaboom, baby. Armed and ready. Ah! That's what's
Not enough minerals. Upgrade. Not enough minerals.
Got no patience.
Ready for
Yeah, that's not happening.
Not add-on complete. Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy.
There we go. Nice, man. Get that running. Actually, I got a run in myself today. Played some tennis with my brother and then got a run immediately after. It's a nice break from the normal boxing workouts. Yeah, friendly fire, man. Terran's all about that friendly fire. Okay, GG. Go to Defender's Landing. It's 2-2. So clutch. But yeah, Naka has been going with a lot of all-ins today, so I need to be careful. Yeah, and for me in particular, if I can get a good cardio workout where I'm not taking a lot of impact, you know, because like from all the punching, even if you're just hitting the heavy bag, if you're doing a lot of work on the heavy bag, let alone sparring and all that stuff, like your joints will start to hurt a lot. Like I have a lot of like tingly sensation in my my fingertips. It's just from the constant impact of punches. It's really rough on your body. So good to get in something quite different every now and then. So that was the tennis workout, and running's pretty normal for me, but play tennis every now and then just to mix things up.
Not enough.
Midnight run
Not enough.
is the best time to run, though, I must say. So you got the right idea there. Just nice and quiet. Can think or not think, whichever you prefer. Just zone out. Normal boxing. So I wrestled for 10 years, and I've trained Muay Thai, a little bit of Jiu-Jitsu, but right now I just do pure boxing. But so like I have, you know, practice in MMA, but I never fought in MMA. I competed in wrestling for 10 years, and I fought in boxing. I had 2 fights in the Golden Gloves tournament here last year. I won both of them, but I have not competed in MMA, just trained it. So. Alright. So I am going to beware of the all-ins. I'm pretty confident that if I can stop the all-ins,
Not enough minerals.
just in general, I'm confident in my mid-game play against any Zerg. Late game's kind of a different story, but mid-game for sure, confident in that.
In the rear with the gear.
Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the gear.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Oh, that's not good.
Not
That's actually really bad.
Go ahead. Big jump. Go, go. Ready.
additional supply depots required.
What's going on?
Definitely getting a fast bunker. No doubt about that. Because again, he's been going with quite a few all-ins today.
Armed and ready.
Those are slow lings, so that really sucks. Only good news for me is that I'm pretty prepared
Add-on complete.
if he does decide to go with an all-in.
Add-on complete.
And I am not going to play around here at all.
Not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Armed and ready. SCV ready.
Additional supply depots required.
Gotcha. Fueled up, ready to go. SCV ready. Yes. In the rear with the gear.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
So obviously he knows what's going on here. He just got a really good scout.
Got no. Made for battle. Yes. SCV ready. In the rear with the gear.
Lair, okay.
Additional supply depots required.
SCV ready. Go, go, go.
Not enough minerals. Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
SCV ready.
Screw it. I'm keeping them there for now.
We could use some help here. SCV ready.
Yeah, I'm 30 years old now, so. But in my opinion, never, ever too old to train. So,
Enough energy.
at some point, obviously, you got to hang it up in regards to competition, but never too old to train.
Ready for dust off.
Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Ready for dust off.
Not enough minerals. Your forces are under attack. Not enough minerals.
Okay, that is what I figured. That could be a problem. Actually, could be a big problem.
Go ahead. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Can't hold them alone. This better be good.
And I know Naka loves to mass his mutas, so I've got to be careful about this. Okay, fourth base just coming down now. There we go.
Can't hold them alone.
Now what?
SCV ready. Go, go, go. Coming. We could use some help here. SCV ready.
And that is actually why I left.
By the number.
What's it called? The
Not enough minerals.
Oh my goodness, one more! Yes! That is why I left the bunker, by the way. That exact reason.
Upgrade complete. Add-on complete. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This better be good.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy?
I mean, he lost a lot there.
This better be good. Big job, huh? Been waiting on you.
Yeah, sweet.
Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go! Yep.
Not enough minerals. Add-on complete. Upgrade complete. Not enough add-on complete.
Go, go, go! We hear you. CV ready.
Base is under attack. Losses. Not enough minerals. Our SCVs are under attack. Our SCV base is under attack. Upgrade complete. Not enough.
This better be good.
Not mineral field depleted. Your forces are under attack.
Yes, sir.
Research.
Yeah, I'm in huge trouble here.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Not enough energy. Not enough.
Guessing he has Burrow and he's trying to bait me.
SCV ready.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Add-on complete. Add
I've built a lot of turrets this game.
complete.
Who wants some? Been waiting. SCV ready.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy.
SCV ready. This better.
Add-on complete. Mineral field
Armed and ready. Gangway. Coming through.
Alright, I'm actually a little bit disgusted with that, honestly. How am I training my speed? Good idea, or good question, I mean. There are a few different ways you can do it, but generally speaking, I wear really heavy gloves. So I wear 18-ounce gloves, even just when I'm doing bad work. Pad work. One second here. But so even when I do pad work or bag work, I wear 18-ounce gloves, and when I fought, I actually don't even remember if they were 10-ounce or 12-ounce. But so basically, you just use gloves that are much heavier than the ones you would normally use in a fight. So heavy gloves, that's one thing. Different people have different opinions on using hand weights. I usually have mine right around me here, they're not here. But anywhere from like 2 pounds, you're European, so what would that be? It'd be like a little over, a little under, tiny bit under a kilo, up to, the most I ever used was 4 pounds. So, 4 pounds in each hand, and just do your shadow boxing. But like I said, some people don't like that because actually it's related to what I was talking about earlier, where so obviously when you're extending with your punches and you have weights, it can hurt. It can hurt your joints, but it's great. Yeah. Um, other people prefer using resistance bands because you don't have the impact of your arms like snapping with a weight. So with the resistance bands, there's less stress on your joints, and I've done that before too. Anyway, I need to stop bitching here. It was pretty disgusting, but no, damn it. What the hell? Yeah, wait, is it 3-2? I won on Abyssal twice. Or is it 4-2? Dang. I did win twice though. I won both of the Abyssal games. Might be 4-2. No, it's 3-2. Okay, cool. But yeah, if you want some time, yeah, try some heavy gloves. Try some heavy gloves. Also, kind of just feel it out for yourself because, like I said, for me, I know if I do a lot of bag work, then it definitely because me I work out pretty hard, especially when I was training for my fights. But like I'll start to feel pain in my joints. Like it'll be painful to extend my arm all the way. Um, and like I said, like even right now, there's a bit of tingling in my fingertips on my right hand. So just like feel it out for yourself. Don't go nuts. If you're not planning to compete, you don't have to push yourself that hard. But something like 1 kilogram hand weights for each hand and doing your shadow boxing, that shouldn't give you any problems. And that definitely helps with speed. And if you make sure that you're moving, like using your footwork the whole time that you're doing it and not kind of just standing there and like doing this, which a lot of people do for some reason, you should be shadow boxing uh, and simulating in your mind, you're simulating a fight. So you want to be throwing your punches for real when you're shadow boxing. But if you do that, like I said, and move your feet, use your footwork, your angles, all that sort of stuff, you get a cardio workout as well. And always feel free to ask me any questions you might have. Alright, I need to get my stuff together with these games here. I'm getting pretty frustrated. It's very intense games. Alright. The thing is, I want to go with a freaking 3cc build. In fact, I mean, I don't know. I really want to go with a 3cc build. Every time I do it, though, he all-ins me. But, whatever. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm just going to scout my little heart out. The thing is, I haven't found what really works on this map anyway. So it's not like I'm going to be sacrificing a good chance to win on this map. This map is, I don't know, borderline impossible for me to win at TVZ here. And I don't know if it's only me. Like, I know I'm not the only Terran who thinks this is a Zerg favored map, but I don't know, like, can other Terrans actually win? Because I kind of can't win here against Zerg. Like, Zerg of roughly equal MMR, or similar MMR. I don't know if that's just me, or if all of us Terrans are in the same boat.
Yep. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Yeah, I speak 4 languages, and no, I did not learn them in school, actually. I learned them
Minerals. Not enough.
entirely on my own, but through, just making friends with people who spoke those languages. That's it, really.
Command center upgrade complete.
But that's the best way to learn. For example, like I lived with Russians for while I was in college. You know, dated some people who spoke Spanish, and my girlfriend now is Brazilian. I've gone to Brazil 4 times. So, and I've made it a point to speak those languages, to practice my languages on a daily basis, and that is really, really important. It's the most important thing you can do.
Add-on complete. Not enough. Command center. Not enough minerals. No, not enough minerals.
What's going on? Got something for me to kill.
Add-on.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals.
I'm actually getting a second bunker automatically, and this is why, by the way. This is why.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Huh? It's your time. SCV ready.
minerals. Not enough. Not enough.
Absolutely.
Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not our SCVs are under attack.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Research complete.
SCV ready. I'm in a heap of trouble. SCV ready. SCV ready. Talk to me, boss.
Our SCVs are under attack. Our SCVs are under attack.
SCV ready. SCV ready. What's up? Are you ready? In the ring. Go ahead. Big job. SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
SCV ready. Ah! You scared me.
Not going to take chances here.
SCV ready.
There still could be a muta switch.
Add
There usually is.
complete.
SCV ready. Big job. Want a piece of me, boy? Let's have a plan. SCV ready.
Unacceptable landing zone.
Roger. SCV ready.
Base is under attack.
SCV ready.
Upgrade complete. Add-on complete.
Go time. SCV ready.
Research.
SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
What happened to the freaking... Are you serious? The armory I was building?
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
I can't build here.
Add-on complete. Insufficient rescue gas.
SCV
Okay, so apparently I misclicked when I thought I was building an armory.
in the ring.
That hurts.
It's on.
Unacceptable landing zone. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough. Insufficient rescue gas.
SCV ready.
Mineral field. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Ready for pickup?
Here we go. Next level strats, baby.
Gas.
Ready for dust off. Life flight's here.
Mineral field depleted.
You gonna give me orders? Gotcha.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This better be good. Been waiting on you. What's going on? Ready. We could use some help here.
Okay.
Waiting on you.
Obviously, gold base.
Not enough minerals.
Why the hell am I even playing this? Seriously. Alright, like...
Upgrade complete.
Should I just forfeit this map? Honestly.
Base is under attack.
Should I just straight up forfeit this map every time?
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I feel like this map is such a waste of time for me to play against Zerg.
Not enough. Not enough minerals. Mineral field. Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready.
Let's go.
Mineral field depleted.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Yeah, I know. You like that siege tank placement? I was pretty happy about it, honestly.
Not enough.
Worked out really well.
Unexpected. Mineral field. Not enough minerals.
Like, what's the point when there's a gold base? Number one, and then...
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
This better be. Oh, it's on.
Talk to me.
Waiting on you. Yes, sir.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Sure thing.
Not enough minerals. Mineral field.
We could use some help here.
Not enough minerals.
You gonna give me orders? Go ahead. Oh, in the rear with the gear. What's going on? Huh? Bad news? That's negatory. It's locked.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Well,
Waiting on you.
we all know what's coming next. Yeah, actually, if you don't know, I'll tell you. It's going to be Broodlords.
Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. 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 Not Not enough. Not enough minerals.
Yep. Alright.
Not enough energy. Not enough energy.
Ready for pickup? On my way.
Got 'em. Win. Go ahead.
Not enough energy.
Ready to plunder.
Vespine geyser. Mineral field.
Ready to plunder.
Acknowledged.
Mineral field depleted.
Ready. Taken up.
Ready to plunder.
Not enough minerals.
Life flight's here.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Can't wait. Aye, aye, sir. Ready to plunder.
Not enough energy. Not enough minerals.
Ready for dust off.
Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots. Mineral field depleted.
Big job, huh? Boy.
Additional supply depots required. Mineral field depleted. Unacceptable command. We are at
Acknowledged.
unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
This better be good. In the rear with the gear.
Upgrade.
Okay, that's a good sign. It's like the only good sign I've gotten all game.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Not enough energy. Vespine geyser exhausted.
Taken up.
Yeah, alright.
Talk to me.
Vespine geyser exhausted. Thanks. Not enough minerals. 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 Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Our SCVs are under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
If I could make one unit, man, one unit that would kill corruptors, I would be so happy right now.
Minerals.
But I can't.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough is under attack. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
By the number. What's our target? Been waiting.
Taken up or drop.
Not base. Not enough minerals.
We could use some help here.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough. Base is under attack. Not enough.
We could use some help here.
Not enough is under attack.
Talk to me.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ready for pickup?
Ready to plunder. Got a hole.
Base is under attack.
Roger that.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
It's about to get heavy.
Waiting on
Just say when. Ready to plunder.
Not enough minerals.
Ready to plunder.
Not enough minerals.
We can use some help here.
Not enough minerals.
Ready to plunder.
acknowledged.
Want some.
Base is under attack.
Ready to plunder. Go ahead. Don't leave me hanging. Then leave it. Once. Ready to plunder. You got it.
Base is under attack.
Ready. Can't hold them alone. I like it. Transformation system.
Not enough minerals.
Talk to me.
This better be good.
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals.
Go ahead. What's going on? By the numbers, boy.
Picking up or dropping off? Where's the emergency?
You gonna give me orders?
Okay, yeah, he can transfuse for about 3 years, I think.
Oh yeah.
Not enough minerals.
Waiting on you. Now
Don't leave me hanging.
ready for
Base
pickup?
is under attack. Not enough minerals.
Waiting on you.
Been waiting on you. By the numbers.
Base is under attack.
Big job, huh?
Talk to me. Picking up or dropping off?
This better. You gonna give me orders?
Not enough energy. Base is under attack.
Will do. Armed and ready.
Oh my goodness. Mech Terran. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint, but I very, very rarely play mech. 99% of my games are bio. I just don't enjoy mech. Apologies. Non-apologies kind of, because I don't like mech, but sorry to disappoint. Thanks, Scars. I was bitching a lot during that game. I can't kill corruptors. That wasn't a joke. If you noticed, the way I won was by not engaging his army with corruptors. The unit that is supposed to, originally was supposed to discourage mass airplay was the Liberator. And it was overpowered as hell. It was just disgustingly overpowered. Because it used to melt corruptors. And it was downright stupid. But then, obviously, the Liberator now, it really doesn't even counter Mutalisks. Unless they completely clump up and you have a big ball of Liberators that gets in really close to them to get off that one shot. Like, each of them getting one shot. I do agree with that. You are right about that. At the very end, because, like, did you see how I was pooling all of those Vikings at the very end? But the one thing I was afraid of, though, is he had, like, had to be at least 6 or 7 full energy queens. And I stemmed my Marines in. I think he thought I was attacking his Broodlords. Because I took down, like, 3 queens. And he was transfusing something, but it wasn't the queens. But the reason why I was so scared to do that was, again, because of those transfusions. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, but, you know, I could be wrong about the damage. Because that's actually related to what I was just saying. I know we're on a delay here, but I just wanted my Marines to take out his queens. Because if I took out his queens, I was confident that I could take down his broodlords with my Vikings. I could focus fire them down for sure. And then if necessary, land my Vikings to fight the rest of his army. But again, I'm not you might be right. I think I made a good decision there to get rid of those queens. But later on, for sure, I'm going to analyze that replay because obviously that was super, super close. And I thought that I lost the game. I think my tank, my tank on that little ledge, I think that may have saved the game for me at one point. But I'm definitely watching that replay later. Alright, 1 second here. Just have to respond to a message, guys. Alright, what is that? 3-3? Is that 3 games to 3? Is that what it is? Yes, it's 3 games to 3. It was Odyssey, so next we go Abyssal Reef. And the blind second bunker that game was the right call. I knew it. I freaking knew it, man. Freaking knew it. Like, I thought I was so far ahead. I really did. Because I held the... I'm not going to call it an all-in. It wasn't really an all-in, but it was really heavy Ling pressure. Alright, Scars. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hope to catch you tomorrow. And hopefully we can practice soon. Just let me know. Good night. But yeah, about the last game. I held the early Ling pressure really well. I lost basically nothing. And killed a lot of Lings with my Hellions. And my Hellions went up and wiped out most of his mineral line.
Not enough minerals.
But of course, he was going into roaches.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, I am getting a little bit of lag. He was going into roaches and did counterattack me. It's really hard to hold a strong attack like that with that wide open third base. And then, of course, when you want to counterattack, which is what happened, the rush distance is really long. So, like I said, I have a really, really, really hard time beating Zerg on that map. But so far, these have been great games. Win or lose, I mean, I know during the game sometimes I can get a little bit salty, as they say. I freaking hate that word, but whatever. I can get a little bit bitter. But I'm a pretty intense competitor. And I apologize ahead of time if sometimes I do, like I said, if I just get a little bit irritated and start to whine. I always try to bring myself back to a more positive, constructive frame of mind. So again, nothing I can really do about it in game, but try to not let it get a hold of me,
Command center.
and then return to a reasonable, constructive frame of mind as quickly as possible. Okay.
Not enough minerals.
Big job, huh? In the rear with the gear. Bandit. Get from 'em. SCV ready.
Additional supply depots required.
Go ahead. What's it worth?
Add-on complete.
Fair enough. Got some. What's going on? SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Get from above. Yes, indeed. I'm listening. This better be good. Let's do it. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Got something for me to kill, B-boy.
Not enough minerals. Not
SCV ready.
Okay, that's already late.
Big job.
not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
And I'm actually keeping those up. I don't even care
Minerals.
because Naka loves. He'll throw down that third base,
Add-on.
make you think you're safe.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Will do. Been waiting on you. Easy, B-boy.
While actually all-inning you, so not falling for it.
Minerals. Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go. What's going on? I can't build here. Armed and ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Roger. In the rear.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Been waiting. You gonna get moved by the
Additional supply depots.
Oh, come on, really? So that's what's going.
Not enough.
Ready for desktop.
Additional supply.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. This better be good. Ben, Mom, there's something I can't build here. SCV,
Come on, damn it.
there's something in the way. Been waiting on you. Oh yeah. Who wants some? SCV ready. This better be good. Been waiting on you.
Not gonna push it.
To me.
Ben, go ahead. I can't build here. Bad news. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Huh? What's going?
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete.
You want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready. Who wants some? This better be good.
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Upgrade. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not
Yeah, what's up, Jiggy?
Not enough minerals. Not enough add-ons complete. Not enough mineral field add-on.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Add-on complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Not enough. Your forces are under attack. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required. Mineral field depleted. Research complete.
In the rear with the
Upgrade. Your forces are under attack. Upgrade complete. Mineral field depleted. Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack. Our SCVs are under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete.
in the rear with the gear. This better be
Not enough energy.
This better be good. We could use some help here. By the
Not enough minerals.
you want a piece of me, boy?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough
Shoot.
energy. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the. This better be good.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough energy.
Unbelievable, man.
Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough.
In the pipe, 5x5. Understood.
This is gonna be a tough one.
Not enough energy.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Command center upgrade complete.
Been waiting on you.
Where's the emergency?
Mineral field completed.
Understood. Wait,
This better be good.
ready to pick up? Where's the emergency?
Go ahead. Been waiting. You want a piece of me, boy? Armed and ready. This better be good.
Mineral field completed.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Mineral field depleted.
Ready to work.
Waiting on you.
Upgrade complete.
Talk to me.
By the numbers. You gonna give me orders? Me, boy. We can use some help here. Gateway, coming through. You want a piece of me, boy? Ready to work.
Here.
Armed and ready. Better be good.
Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ready to blunder.
Not enough minerals. Not enough energy.
What's going on?
Not enough energy. Not enough mineral field depleted.
I heard that. Waiting on you.
This better be good. Bad news?
Additional supply depots.
Ready to blunder.
Additional supply depots required. Mineral field. Not enough minerals.
Yeah,
Mineral field depleted.
boy is here.
Unacceptable. We are at nothing.
Drop.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Unacceptable command. Unacceptable command. Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Unacceptable command. Mineral field. Our SCVs are under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Talk to me.
Armed and you gonna give me orders?
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
my way.
Unacceptable.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Not enough energy.
Ah! You scared me! In the rear with the gear.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Not enough energy.
Yes, sir. Ready to blunder.
Base is under attack. We are at maximum
We
supply.
could use some help here.
Upgrade complete. Base is under attack.
Okay, really?
Command center upgrade complete. Our SCVs are under attack.
In the rear.
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required. Mineral field. Additional supply depots required. Our SCVs are under attack. Additional supply depots required. Base is under attack.
We could use some help here. Been waiting on
Base is under attack.
Yep. You gonna get this better be good.
Base is under attack.
What's going on? Boss, you ready for war? Been waiting.
Not enough energy. Add-on complete.
Who wants some? Been in the rear with the gear. Go ahead. Let's go. By the numbers, boys. Good job. Ah! Bad news.
Additional supply depots required.
In the rear with armed and you gonna get orders.
Base is under attack.
Okay.
Command center. Not enough minerals.
Looking forward to it.
Ready.
Add-on complete. Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through. Ready to blunder.
Take off. Waiting on you.
Who wants some? This better be good. No one lives for you gonna get orders.
Base is under attack.
Light flight.
Ready to blunder. We could use some help here.
Talk to me. Here's your stop.
Ready to blunder.
Upgrade.
Go, go, go. Been waiting on you.
I mean, seriously, what am I, like, what the hell am I supposed to, I have to spend a scan every single time I want to fight. Yeah.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Transformation systems. Go ahead. Wants some?
In the 5x5.
Ready to blunder. We could use some help here.
Talk to me. Here's your stop.
Base is under attack.
Waiting on you.
Nah, I haven't laddered yet, but I'm one game away right here on EU. This isn't ladder right now, though.
Now what?
Who wants some? Go ahead. There's something in the way. Ah! You scared me! You ready for... Armed and ready. In the rear with the... Huh? Been waiting on. By the numbers, boys. Fight or flight. Transformation systems prime, ready to blunder. All right, let's get into the fight. Made fight or flight. Yeah, right. Let's get into the fight. You ready for war?
Base is under attack.
What am I supposed to do?
I like it. Certainly.
Not enough minerals.
Bad news?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
You gonna give...
Ready for pickup? Drop it.
Not enough minerals.
Transformations. Let's get into the fight. I like it. Made by the numbers. Big jump. Go ahead.
Liberation is at hand.
This better be good.
Base is under attack.
This shit's hilarious.
Not enough minerals.
Out with it. Copy that. Agent in motion. Orders received. Understood. Channel secure.
By the numbers.
Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Can't hold it alone. In the rear with the gear. Let's get into the transformation system.
Research complete.
Now what? Acknowledged.
Not enough minerals. Mineral field completed.
Waiting on you. Flight's here. Picking up or dropping off.
Not enough minerals.
Need something liberated?
Where's the emergency? Talk to me. I heard that.
Mineral field depleted.
Ready for pickup? Flight's here.
I am not happy about this. In case it wasn't obvious, I am not happy about this.
How can we help?
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
By the numbers. This better be good.
Here's your stop.
Additional support.
This better be good.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals.
Easy. We have
Not enough minerals.
yes, sir.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Attention.
Boom, baby. Wanna piece of me, boy?
Heading out. Here's your...
This better.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Your forces are under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
Want some?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This is it's.
Not enough minerals.
This is honestly, this is just stupid.
Way.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Unacceptable.
Armed and ready.
Not enough minerals.
Picking up or dropping off?
Not enough minerals.
Can't hold them alone. Fight or flight. Yeah, made is better battle.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
By the nose.
Where's the emergency?
Been waiting on you.
Talk to me. Picking up or dropping off?
Not enough minerals.
Initiate. How can we help? Attention.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This better be good. By the number.
Not additional supply depots required.
Been waiting. You want some, boy?
Not enough minerals. Additional supply. Not enough minerals.
Got 3.
Not
Somebody get me out of this mess. Talk to me.
not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Standing by. Easy.
Not enough minerals.
Armed and ready. By the Huh? In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. Bad news.
Not enough minerals.
What's going on?
All hands
Not
to
enough
battle
minerals.
stations.
Been waiting on you. You want some. SCV ready. This better be
Minerals here.
SCV ready. Transformations.
Not enough minerals. 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 Not enough minerals.
I'm not even, like, I don't even care too much about that, but it's the fact that I can't,
Not enough.
every time I want to fight, I have to spend a scan, and I'm still, like, I'm not even close to guaranteed that it'll do anything.
Not enough minerals. Not enough
I
minerals.
mean, whatever, at this point, it doesn't even matter. He's my friend, so I hate being this bitter about it, but this is just, it's just really stupid. It's just, it's so stupid.
You scared me.
We're returning fire.
And all he has to do is bait me into a fungal, and it's game over, by the way. That's it.
What's going on? Well, big job. Fight or flight. By the numbers, boys. Of course. In the rear with the gear. Let's get into it.
Not enough imaging.
No one lives forever. Who wants some? Been waiting on you.
Yes, sir. Full speed.
Minerals here.
We could use some help here. Go, go, go!
Yeah, this is whatever.
Want some? Let's have a blast. You gonna give me orders? Armed and ready. Ah, go, go, go!
I'm just really, really irritated.
Be in the rear.
I've been saying this for a long time, though, about
Mineral field depleted.
What's the go? Boom, baby!
burrowed fungal. It's a joke.
Ready for dump truck.
SCV ready.
It's a joke, but the only one who doesn't understand that it's a joke is actually Blizzard,
Dropping off.
apparently.
Better be good. Aye, aye, sir. Go, go, go! SCV ready.
And I don't have any units that can actually fight,
Piece of me, boy.
Unacceptable landing zone.
that can actually fight
Could use some help here.
Base is under attack.
the Corruptors.
By the number.
Where's the emergency?
Get heavy.
Ready for pickup? Now what? Picking up or dropping off?
Bad news? You gonna give me orders? Armed and want some. Outstanding. Armed and ready to plunder.
Alright, well,
By the numbers, boys.
Talk to me.
Been waiting on you. This better.
Ready for pickup?
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
I feel you.
Talk to me. Picking up or
Been waiting on this better. Can't wait. You gonna give me orders? By the numbers, boys. This better be good. Been waiting on you.
Unacceptable landing zone.
Sure thing. I feel you. You gonna give me? This better be good.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
life flight's here. Picking up or dropping off? Well,
Not enough minerals.
Bad news? Want a piece of me, boy? Ready to plunder.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead.
Not enough Vespine Kaiser.
Armed and ready. By the it's on.
Not enough minerals.
now what? Confirmed.
This better be good. You gonna give me orders?
Talk to me. On my way.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
yeah, this game's still going on.
Ready for pickup?
What's going on?
Crazily enough.
Ah! You scared me! Want some?
Not enough minerals.
Boom, baby!
Acknowledged.
Not enough minerals.
Armed and ready.
Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Boom, baby! Tenfold.
Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go!
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack. Additional supply depots required.
We could use some help here. Go, go, go! Got it. Armed and ready. Coming through.
Picking up or dropping off?
Help here.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ready to
Shoot.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
By the numbers, boys. To be good.
field depleted.
Acknowledged.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Yep.
Not enough minerals.
Where's the emergency? Life flight's here.
Armed and ready.
On my way. Will do, Command. Talk to me.
Mineral field depleted. Additional supply. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ready to blunder. Ready to blunder.
Not enough minerals.
Don't leave me hanging.
Not enough minerals. Not enough additional supply depots required.
Now what? Confirmed.
Mineral field. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Acknowledged. Let's go. Well, hallelujah. Ready for pickup?
Not enough minerals required.
What's going on? Go ahead.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
Acknowledged. On my way.
In the rear. Fighter flight. Go ahead.
Ready. Life flight's here.
This better be good.
Talk to me.
Base is under attack.
Will do.
Base is under attack.
Get some help here. Ready.
Not enough minerals.
Made for battle. Transformation system. Waiting on you. Just say
Talk to me. Dropping off.
oh, this better be good. I've been waiting on you. Who wants some? Of course.
Ready for pickup?
Not enough minerals.
Fighter flight.
Somebody, get me out of this.
What am I? Yeah.
Let's get into the fight. Victory. Inbound.
Picking up or dropping off?
You ready for war?
Life flight's here.
Transformations made for. Let's get into the fight. Certainly. Fighter flight. Transformation systems. Big job, huh? By the numbers, boys. Gangway, coming through. Bad news?
Talk to me. Heading out. Dropping off.
In the rear with the gear. Yo, go ahead. Yeah, whatever. You ready for war? Made for battle. Ah! You scared me!
Ready for pickup?
Base is under attack.
Let's get into the fight. Fighter flight. Yeah, let's get into the fight. Inbound. Huh?
Life flight's here.
Made for battle. What's going on?
Where's the emergency? Picking up or dropping off? Here's your stop.
Base is under attack.
Go ahead.
Waiting on you.
This better be good.
Now what?
You ready for war?
Ready for... Where's the emergency? Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Yes, sir. In the rear.
Life...
Ah! You scared me!
Talk to me.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Agreed. You ready for transformation? Let's get into the fight. Fighter flight. Yeah, right. Huh? What's going on? Can't hold them alone.
attack.
This better be good. Go ahead. Ah! You scared me. Good job, huh? Bad news?
Now what? Where's the emergency?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
What up, Bulldog?
Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the gear. You're the boss. This better be good.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
I heard that.
Been waiting on.
Waiting on you. Confirmed.
Who wants some?
Mineral field depleted. Our SCVs are under attack.
ETA 1 minute. Somebody get me out of this.
Unacceptable landing zone.
Are you kidding me right now?
Where's the emergency? Ready for pickup?
This better be. Been waiting on.
Yeah, I actually thought that I was going to catch a corruptor. That might happen. Or outrun a corruptor, I should say. This is insane.
SCVs are under attack.
Life flight's here. Well,
Base
hallelujah.
is under attack.
Armed and by the who wants
Base
some?
is under attack.
I feel ya.
Now what? Waiting on you.
This better be good. You gonna give me orders? Been waiting on you.
Base is under attack.
Got it.
Picking up.
You gonna give me orders? This better be. Been waiting on you. Who wants? By the numbers, boys.
Life flight's here.
Been waiting. This better be. By the numbers.
Ready for pickup? Confirmed. Where's the emergency?
Who wants some? This better be good. Sure thing. You gonna give me orders?
Base is under attack.
Outstanding. Who wants some? By the numbers, boys.
Now what? Heading out. Talk to me. Taking up or dropping off?
You gonna give me? Been waiting on you. Armed and ready.
Waiting on you.
This better be good. You got it. Go, go, go!
Ready. Life flight's here.
We could use some help here. Yes, sir.
Base is under attack.
Who wants some?
Now what?
By the numbers, boys. You gonna give me orders? Looking forward to it. This better be good. Been waiting on. Who wants some? Sure. Armed and
Well, all he has to do is move an overlord there. Okay, never mind. He has an extractor.
Acknowledged.
Base is under attack.
Life flight's here.
I'm sure he still has resources to build more as well.
Base is under
I'm
attack.
kind of having fun, but honestly,
Base is under attack.
I'm having fun, but I'm not. Because, I
Picking
mean,
up or dropping
obviously Naka played well, but
Will do, Command.
at the same time, I'm so disgusted with going against Burrowed Fungal.
Life flight's here. Now what?
Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Alright. That was an amazing game. We're going to see that Master's promotion today. Good question. I'm one solid win away from Master here on EU. So, excuse me, Naka and I are doing a best of 9. It's currently 4 games to 3 for him. Jiggy is just jealous. Oh, my freaking neck. 22 points away from Master right now on EU. So, alright. So Naka is up. I really wanted that win. I really needed that win. I think it's 4-3 him. Pretty sure. Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. But this session is definitely going up on YouTube. Obviously, it's going to be super long. The YouTube VOD will be super long, that is. Super long is indeed. Indeed, what she said. Can confirm. Gosh. Oh, you've no idea how much that last game took out of me. The crazy thing is, Naka and I had an insane base trade right before that game. That's 2 in a row. Both of them were around 40 minutes long. These games are just nuts. And I was trying my hardest not to ruin it with my whining. Some of it had to bleed through. With the free... I just can't wrap my mind. I will never be able... Never! I will never be able to wrap my mind around burrowed fungal. How it was even suggested, let alone got into the game. But here we are. Oh, snap, son. You want to fight, bro? Okay, 10 o'clock Eastern. Okay, 1 second. How to make Zerg easier 101. So I want to get a few things out there. Number one, Naka is playing really well. He has a unique style. He's much more aggressive than most Zergs. Like I said, I definitely want to throw that out there. He's playing really well, so we make no mistake about it. It's just when it gets to that stage of the game, like Broodlord, Corruptor, Mass Queen already by itself is insanely difficult to beat. If the player is smart, like Naka is smart, they're not going to take their Corruptors away from... They're not going to take their Corruptors away from the Broodlords. Like, pretty much ever. So you're not going to be able to get your Vikings onto the Broodlords without having them get wrecked by the Corruptors. And, like, speaking of Corruptors, something I don't understand, it's not that they're overpowered against any one unit. It's that no Terran unit can actually handle them. Terran does not have a counter to the Corruptor. I just don't really understand what the purpose of that is. And again, you know, don't get me wrong, when Liberators melted Corruptors, that was retarded. That was just really stupid. And I was calling for Liberators to be nerfed then. There was nothing fair about that. Because Zergs had no answer for Liberators whatsoever. But it's like, to deal with it, they got Queen range buff, Liberator anti-ground and anti-air nerf, and they got, was it 3 Corruptor buffs? 3. Acceleration, speed, and damage point.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, and the Hydra HP buff. So, I don't know, that's kind of, you know, all those answers to Liberators.
Command center upgrade.
But I just want to know, like, what am I supposed to do?
Bad news?
Okay, cool. What am I supposed to do
Fair enough. SCV ready.
against Corruptors?
Not enough minerals.
Yes, sir. We'll butter my...
Was Cats actually a part of the balance team? I don't know.
I'm listening. I'm going.
I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
I do want to win, so I should shut up about this at some point, probably soon.
Supply depots required.
On the way. Nothing I can't. In the rear with the gear.
Add-on Insufficient Vespine gas.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough minerals.
Done. Go, go, go.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Big job.
Command center upgrade.
SCV ready. Who wants some? Bad news.
Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Add-on.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Let's got something for me to kill. SCV ready.
Ready for dust off.
SCV ready.
Now what? Talk to me.
SCV ready. You gonna get
Life flight's here.
SCV ready. In the room. Bad news.
Not enough minerals. Our SCVs are under not enough minerals.
Yeah. I'm going.
I mean, I know that he does this, so it's really my fault for
Our SCVs are under attack.
not doing anything about it. Honestly, I'm just pretty exhausted.
Somebody, get me out of this mess. Talk to me.
And that sucks.
Base is under attack.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Base not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead. In the rear. Huh? What's going on?
Research complete.
SCV ready. Want a piece of me, boy?
Add-on complete. Add-on.
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough
Alright.
minerals.
I guess nothing is going my way right now.
SCV ready. Who wants some?
Not enough. Additional supply depots required.
Been waiting on.
Not enough energy.
Sure thing. Huh? Yo.
Additional supply depots required.
This better be good.
Add-on complete. Research. Mineral field. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
What's going on? Bad
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Something tells me I'm gonna die to a Mutalisk follow-up.
SCV ready. Huh? SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear.
Not enough. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I can't build here. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Huh? Go, go, go. Who wants some?
Not enough minerals. Not enough additional. Not
Ready.
enough minerals.
By the number.
What did I tell you?
Been waiting on you.
Your forces are under attack. Base our SCVs under attack.
Big job. Armed and ready. This better be good. In the rear with the gear.
Research complete. Upgrade complete.
You gonna
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
who wants some?
Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Mineral field depleted. Not enough mineral. Add-on. Mineral field depleted. Unacceptable landing zone.
I can't build here.
Not enough minerals.
This better be good.
Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough
Be ready.
Ready to pick up?
additional. Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through.
Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead. What's going
Not
on?
enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
This better be SCV ready.
Our SCVs are under attack.
By the numbers.
Additional supply depots required. Mineral field Our SCVs are under attack.
Alright, time for ladder. Well played by Naka. So I will upload that session. So I went 5-3 my way last time, 5-3 his way this time. Really good practice. I'll upload that session to YouTube a bit later. Right now, I'm going to try to hit that master right here on EU.